Not in my house.
Boy, oh boy, do I love seeing Iron Man. I just love facing Iron Man. One of the easiest picks in the game. Really is not that threatening at all. And especially right here to start this game, like look at this Iron Man just completely out in the open. There's no access to heals. Like I knew it was going to be a bully session right off the rip. For any of my people that like Iron Man, don't watch this video because it's about to be an absolute stomping. That's for sure. But overall, you guys are going to see in this game exactly how I play against Iron Man players. Fuck Iron Man players. And it's kind of ironic that I'm saying fuck Iron Man players and all this, and I literally play Scarlet Witch. But honestly, in my experience of playing Scarlet Witch, especially in higher elos, I have never seen like an actual good Scarlet Witch, like one that's actually as good as me. I don't mean to brag or nothing like that, but a lot of people always say, oh man, she uses aimbot, she's has no skill and this and that. But anytime anybody on the opposing team plays as a Scarlet Witch, like they get completely outclassed. So like I don't even know what to make out of it, bro. Like, is Scarlet Witch brain dead or is she good? Like, because I haven't seen a good Scarlet Witch in forever. But anyways, let me not make this video about Scarlet like I do every other one. Iron Man, bro. Honestly, if you know how to properly use Iron Man, you're chilling. But overall, 9 times out of 10, people do not know how to use Iron Man, and it's just the easiest pick ever. The fucking maximum pulse. He was getting a fair amount of picks with his maximum pulse, I won't even lie. He was getting a decent amount, but you guys are going to see at the end of the game what his kill death ratio is, and it is actually fucking hilarious. So make sure you guys stick around to the end because it only gets better. There's another pick on him right there. I think we literally already killed him 3 or 4 times, and the game literally just started. So it's actually fucking hilarious. It's even better because I play with my, I was playing with 3 others, I believe, in this game. We were in a 4-stack. My 2 healers, of course, Sukin Season and Millie Brown, 2 of the best healers in the game. Shout out to them. And I think I was playing with Megami as well in this, who is another DPS that I like to play with. So, I had, in other words, the point I'm getting at is we had the comms, and as soon as my healers point them out, they ping them, I'm like, alright, bet, easy pickings. And another issue with Iron Man, and not even an issue, just thing that I love, like look at this, I actually just track them down here. It's fucking hilarious. I just walk them down here. I'm zoning them off. I'm like, no buddy, you're dying. It's like trying to look out for me. It was mad funny. But he's so loud. Like, he's such a loud character. Actually, I didn't even pick him off. There's 1 HP, and because I dove too hard, I think I actually died here. Yeah. So that was just my bad right there. I was just so looking forward to just picking him off, and I got too caught up into it there. But, yeah, like, he's just such a loud hero. Like, you could just hear him from a mile away. Like, you hear the his fucking, his right click or his left clicks. Like, you hear from a mile away, and then when he goes like really fast, like when he hops in his like fucking jet thing, you could hear it like all the way through, so you know exactly where he is. So I mean, I don't know, man. I have seen some like Grandmaster Iron Man play. I mean, I've seen like 1 video on it, so I can't speak from like total researched experience, but I've seen one video of a guy ripping Iron Man and Grandmaster, and he was going crazy. And let me not, like, Iron Man really ain't that bad. I've used Iron Man a handful of times. And that clip right there, I might need to run that back. When you hear that maximum and then he dies before that, bro, I see the memes everywhere on it on my Instagram. It's actually hilarious. I love those memes. But, yeah, this game was just absolute destruction. To be fair, though, I think they held us off, like, in this spot for a pretty large chunk of the game, which was pretty surprising. It was just ult after ult. We were getting picked off here and there, but it was a clear skill diff throughout this entire game. It was just a manage of pushing the package. Like, we were getting all the necessary kills we needed to push and do our thing, but I think we were stuck in this spot for a minute here, so... As you can see right there, basically my whole team just died, so I backed up, of course, not trying to jump into a 1v5 and be a hero, or a 1v6 and be a hero. And at this point, every time I retreat, I'm just looking for Iron Man, and there he is, and boom. Actually hilarious, man. As that was like that wasn't obviously the main objective when I saw they had an Iron Man on the team, but as soon as there was, I was like, all right, I'm probably gonna pick this guy off like as many times as I can. And that's another thing with like the flying champions, like Storm too. I guess Storm obviously can fly super high, but she relatively doesn't do that. She relatively just stays like in the air, but not like way up in the air like Iron Man. You know, she's still like visible to the other healers. Which is why, just another reason why Iron Man is just not a very viable character, I don't think. Like, you essentially, first of all, need to play with another support slash healer that you could communicate with, because once you're, like, in a 1v1 situation with Iron Man, at least with me, with Scarlet, like, I am winning that like 9.5 times out of 10. Like, I don't need to aim, I just need to do 250 damage before you could fucking like laser beam me down. And when you do use that laser beam, oh, I couldn't pick him up there before the maximum pulse, but it didn't even matter at this point. We finally hit the checkpoint. But yeah, it's like by the time he pulls out the laser beam, even if he's already shooting it, 9 times out of 10, I'm still gonna win that fight. If it's a 1v1, of course. If he's getting healed, then it becomes a little iffy. But in a typical 1v1 fight, I mean, I could confidently say this with like most characters in the game that I 1v1. But with Iron Man, it's like almost guaranteed here. So this was a terrible one. I tried to dive in and just pick him off, playing super aggressive. My Doctor Strange ended up getting him right there. And speaking of this Doctor Strange, man, this Doctor Strange and this Venom that we played with here, man, they were fucking nice. So I don't know if they're ever gonna discover this YouTube channel or anything like that. I think I added both of them, but I think only one of them added me back. So shout out to them, bro, because they were an absolute huge part of this absolute demolition. They knew exactly when to dive. They dove together, first of all, which is insane, diving as a Doctor Strange, but the Venom would always be diving. I'd always be there to clean up. And it really just goes to show, I mean, what do y'all think, man? I don't even know what the most, like, important role is on the team. Like, I think that all three of them are relatively important in their own way, shape, or form. Like, realistically, I caught that Iron Man, literally just the Iron Man with my ult right there. That was fucking hilarious. But, I think it all starts with the tank. I don't think the tank is the most important role, but I think everything kind of does start with the tank. If you don't have a good tank, you don't really have anybody to help your backline, and you don't really have enough pressure so that your divers can go in and get picks. So I think it all starts with the tank. And look at this halftime, by the way. Bro had 15 deaths already in the first half of the escort. We literally got this guy negative, man. I mean, the rest of their team literally wasn't that great either, but oh man, that was just absolutely hilarious. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, I would definitely say that tank is the most, it's the first, how do I even say it? Like, it's not the most important, but it is the first thing that you need to be good, if that makes sense. Like, because if you have a bad tank, there's no pressure being applied just in the general combat of team fights, you know? Like, there's nowhere to look, man. I don't even know where I'm going with this, but anyways, the DPS needs to get the picks, and the DPS can't get the picks without the tanks applying pressure in the front or even diving like how Venom usually does. Like, Venom is a tank, but like 9 times out of 10, Venom's going to dive the back line, which just applies crazy pressure, which allows me to go in and clean up the dive, I guess you could say. But at the same time, healers or supports, whatever, are like just as important, if not more important, than what I just said right there, because the tanks need to stay alive. The only way for the tanks to stay alive is through the healers, but the only way for the healers to stay alive is if we dive their backline first to apply the pressure. So it's like every role definitely intertwines with each other. Of course, obviously there's 6 characters, 6 heroes, it's 6v6, so obviously each character has their own specific role here. But look at this, I was trying to cheese and I just got one shot by Moon Knight. Fuck Moon Knights, by the way, bro. Moon Knight, I don't know why he got a buff to his ults. He was already OP as fuck, and bro got a buff to his ults to increase the radius. It was not necessary. I feel like he gets his ult way faster as well. I don't know if that was an actual patch to that he got his ult faster, but the ult radius I know for a fact was increased, which was not necessary because that thing is like literally just a one shot. So that's pretty insane. But aside from this, like, look at this. I'm trying to defend my healers and I see Iron Man, boom, right away. Just automatic, man. And I'm starting to get a lot more accurate with my skill shots, or with my L2 on console and whatever, right click on PC. Because it's really important, especially when you're in higher elos. Like, you can't just, I think that's the differentiation between high elo and low elo Scarlet Witch players, if I had to say, is landing your skill shots. Because, well, obviously it's in the name, skill shot. It's not just a fucking auto-locked projectile. Like, you gotta actually hit them shits. And of course he gets my fucking healer here with the maximum pulse. I couldn't save him in time, which is unfortunate, but yeah, that's definitely the differentiation. And it really, really is important, especially in your dives with Scarlet Witch, or with any DPS, I guess, to land not only your skill shots, but land headshots. Because I honestly, like, just discovered, like, only a couple days ago, I want to say, that you can get headshots with Scarlet Witch with that skill shot. I mean, more often than not, just to play it safe, you could just aim like near their feet, because it does do AoE damage. But if you're in a 1v1 situation, you definitely want to aim like not only at them but at their head, because it does crazy damage. I don't know if it's definitely not a 2-shot, but I think it's like very close to a 3-shot with the skill shot. So I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, and you're obviously not going to be just clicking the skill shot. Like, you're going to do your auto attack. I call it an auto attack like it's fucking like League of Legends. But you know what I mean, like the aimbot and then the spear. Aimbot, spear. And then literally, if your aimbot thing is doing enough damage, I'm pretty sure it's like basically a 2.5, if not 3-shot. So definitely want to maximize that. But right here, as you can see, this is just a terrible situation. Like, usually when I'm in the back line here, like, I get my ult, but I'm at 52 HP. I know there's really a health pot like right behind me, but I don't know why I didn't just go get it. Instead, I opted to just get this one, and you guys are gonna see I'm like trying to hide, trying to get this health pot, and then I get it, and then I think they hear it, the Scarlet and the Venom. They're like, wait a second. They're like turned around. I see the Scarlet go up there. I'm like, oh, I'm fucked, because my whole team's dead at this point. I'm trying to make a play from behind, and then they caught me in the act, and I was like, all right, shit, I'm probably just dead now. So I try to get back, I try to run back, and then I die here. So like little situations like that, like, is just really bad. Like, you never really want to be caught in the back there by yourself, because you really have to make like a crazy play to get back in it. And with Scarlet, at least, like, you can't really make like that crazy quote-unquote play. Like, you have your ult obviously, but when you're by yourself solo ulting, like, I mean, it's just a recipe for disaster, man. Obviously you guys have experienced it. Whenever you just see a Scarlet fucking right in front of you ult, like, you're gonna just laser him down. But if he's getting healed at the same time, or if he's another ult is happening at the same time, like, you're gonna be more likely to not see it. But as you can see here, just completely diving their backline. Like, usually I would dive a backline and kill the healers, obviously, but in this situation, because they have Iron Man, it's just strictly to Iron Man. This part was fun here, I think. Bro hit the maximum and then just slaughtered, man. Oh, those clips on Instagram, they really got to me. It's actually fucking hilarious. But at this point, we're absolutely cleaning them up. They only have 40 seconds here. I don't actually remember if they get to this checkpoint or not. I don't think they do. But we just completely zoned them out here, and just fucking, just masterful, man. Super shout out to these tanks. Like I said, they put on an absolute show. Look, still only targeting the Iron Man, man. Like, that was a great ult. Like, we absolutely zoned them out perfectly. The Doctor Strange and the Venom, super shout out to them. And of course, shout out to my other teammates, man. The healers, we absolutely need them. But yeah, this basically wrapped up the game, I think. Still got another pick on Iron Man. But I think the Penny actually did ult right there and ran straight to the points. Yeah, so they did actually pick it up once again, but all it did was just send the game to overtime, which, I mean, basically it was bound to end at this point. So just hop back on the points, stay with my team, try and volley them off with my ult at least, and I think I got their Cloak and Dagger, who was about to ult right there, which was huge. And now it's just a waiting game. It's just this waiting game of, alright, we just gotta clean them up, kill them, and then the game's gonna be over. And I see the Iron Man pulse in the back, and y'all already know exactly what I went to do. Just completely ditch the package with like 3-4 people on it and kill that fucking Iron Man, bro. Oh man, it's actually crazy. But then once that raccoon died, I think that was all their healers, and then now is just cleaning them up and waiting for the game to end. So that was that. That was the absolute bully session against Iron Man. Here is the end result of what he finished with in terms of kill death, and like, bro, we unfortunately couldn't get him to go negative, but 23 deaths might be the most deaths I've ever seen in a competitive game, especially. So drop down below what the most deaths you have ever seen was in a game, and if you've done an absolute just obliteration to somebody on the other team like this, man. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. If you did enjoy this video, definitely drop a like and subscribe down below, and I'll see y'all in the next one.